I'm glad you went there, Ty, because I did want to ask you, if you could put like a percentage point. I know we haven't even had spring football yet or anything like that, but if you could put a percentage on how likely it is that KJ Jefferson by the end of the season is the SEC's best quarterback, because there's still a lot of talented players in this league, but most of the star power at the quarterback position has moved on to the NFL, and I think KJ's got to be in the top three discussion right now. What's your confidence level that he can take that next step?
Well, I want to see what Bobby Petrino can do with the quarterback room at A&M. We know he's always going to be a guy that's heralded as this quarterback whisperer. You go to Oxford, what's going on there? I mean, they bring in Howard. They supposedly brought in Spencer Sanders. Dart, I think, is still there unless that's not happening. So that's pretty crazy to me. The guys that he's like definitively behind, I don't know, man. I think Rattler's going to have something to say about it. He's back for another season. I mean, Hooker's gone. We know Bryce Young is gone. Will Levis is gone. I'd probably say Will Rogers is number one. Any pushback on that, Mike?
Honestly, I would actually take KJ over Will Rogers just based on the
Okay.
fact that he's a hell of a lot more mobile, and I think that's just so important in today's modern college football. It's much easier to defend 10 than it is 11, which you have to respect KJ's legs.
What about KJ, or excuse me, Jaden Daniels?
Yeah,
He's a guy last year that had really good games, played horrible against Arkansas, was just awful and made no sense. They ate him alive that game. But I mean, you think about the game against Alabama, the walk off he had to Mason Taylor.
right. And I think you nailed it. I think those are the three right now: KJ, Jaden Daniels, and Will Rogers. So I'm not trying to totally disrespect Will Rogers. Those right now are my top three. And, basically the rest of the league, you're looking around, you're waiting for someone to elevate because there's a lot of unknowns. And I think that will make for a fun SEC season because we just don't know who's going to step up.
Does Milton have anyone to throw the ball to with Hyatt gone? That kid, you talk about a guy that I love. We haven't talked in a minute, but I was on every doorstep saying that Hendon Hooker should have won the Heisman Trophy. And I was glad that Hyatt won the Blitnikoff because he deserved every bit of it, not just for his Alabama performance, but what he did all season. Does
Right.
Milton have any? Because I think Milton Heifel showed you what he can do in just a few short. I think Milton could explode again in Knoxville. To be honest, I know they got to go to Tuscaloosa, but I think that's a guy that could definitely sneak in that top three category, Mike.
Well, I tell you what, Ty, you just gained some listeners on Rocky Top. That's at Ty Sports.